Hello, everyone. Hi. Hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. Today we are going to talk about being a CEO that cares about income, and I want to tell you how it fits into the partnership process. So, there are a lot of layers to this. So let me think of where I want to start. What I want to say first is that I feel like there are almost like two camps in the entrepreneurial space. Sometimes one camp is like, we're all about service, we're all about impact. If you're just here for the money, get out, right? And the other camp is like, we're all about money, we're all about numbers, we're all about how much we're making each month, we're all about the income, right? And so the first thing I want to put on the table is that I am always about both. This community is always about both. And this partnership process is most definitely about both. Hey, Raina. Oh, thank you for jumping on. You're the best. Raina and I just got off an awesome call together with one of our other good friends. And we celebrated our 2016. We set some fun intentions for 2017. And it was really awesome because it was actually just exactly about this, right? Which is like, we get to be about both. We get to be about improving ourselves. We get to be about improving our impact. We get to be about improving our income, and we get to be about all the things, right? But what I have really realized in my business, what I've really realized as I have worked with my clients, is that it is okay to be about the money, especially at the beginning of your business, but it is not okay to just be about the money and to always just be about the money. So at the beginning of my business, right, and to this moment, it was a non-negotiable for me to bring in income, because if I didn't, the impact stops. And a lot of entrepreneurs that are just focused on the impact have a really hard time with the income side of it. And it makes it really tough because they know this is the work they're meant to be doing. And also they can't get resourced enough to continue doing that work, to not have to go, get another job or struggle significantly financially. So being a CEO that is about income, you have permission. You have to be, right? Hey, Joy. Oh, I'm so glad you're joining me live. Thank you for coming. So being a CEO that is about income is a non-negotiable if you want to grow your business, if you want to be resourced enough to eventually make the impact you want to make. Now, how does this have to do with the partnership is kind of what I want to talk about. And also I think there's some really good nuggets here. So, hey, Tara. Okay, so I have been getting some interesting messages, emails, feedback about the partnership. And it has been fascinating, to say the least. And I don't want to spend too much time here, but I want to kind of preface it with this so you guys understand where I'm coming from. But a lot of it has been great, obviously, for sure. People are loving this. I'm loving that you're loving that. All of that is good. I've also been getting a lot of what's the word I want to use? Like, I kind of hate the term haters. I really hate that term, actually. But I've been getting a lot of pushback, is how I'll say it, around this. And I say this for two reasons. Not to give it a ton of life, not to spend a ton of time here, and not even to be one of those people that's like, yay, I'm so thankful for my haters. Like, it's just not really my vibe. But because I want to say that, like, anytime you're doing something that's different, people are gonna have something to say about it. And here's how you know you're in alignment: when you don't care. That has been the best and biggest reflection of this for me lately, and has been such a beautiful mirror, is I literally don't care. Like, not even like I don't care and fuck them and I'm gonna tell them what's up. Like, I just don't even care. Like, I don't respond. I have zero energy to give to that, and it has really shown me I know that this is an alignment for me, and also, oh my God, it's so in alignment for me because I have no feelings around that. They're welcome to theirs. I know what mine are, and I'm so solid in them that it's kind of irrelevant. Partnership is such an incredible idea and so honored to be part of it. Thank you. I love you, Raina. Such a great point. You're in alignment when you don't care. Yeah, right? Like when you don't care either way, you're not like, fuck them, but you're not like, oh my God, what if that's true, right? So, anyway, but some of the things that they have brought up have been really interesting. And so a lot of people are having a big reaction to what they perceive to be my desire to change the world, right? A lot of people have let me know that, like, I'm not going to change the world by sacrificing myself, and, that I don't have enough self-worth and things like that. And so the reason I want to put words around that and say it isn't because I want to prove them wrong, but because I want to show, and this is such the point of the partnership, that you can raise your income and you can make more income while making an impact. And we have to stop being in these two camps, right? Oh yes, not caring and being in alignment. Oh man, I love that, because you're on your own path and it feels so right. Exactly. Yep, just not bothered. Moving on. Ain't nobody got time for that. Exactly. I don't have time for that. I got a mission, right? But this is really reflecting to me that we are still in a place in this space in entrepreneur land here where people really think you have to be about one or the other, right? So when people are saying to me that I'm not valuing myself, that I think I'm out to save the world at my own expense and stuff like that, what I realized is, like, I don't have to do either. And that's why this process is so freaking awesome. So just really quick, for those of you that don't know what it is, a Let Up partnership is where I work with a client. I just finished with 3 actually, and take only 15% of the revenue they generate during our work together. So they most definitely still pay me. It's just me putting my money where my mouth is in a different way, right? So it's just a different model, a different way of doing business. And so I am not sacrificing myself. And this is the point, is not to say, like, see, I'm right, I'm not sacrificing myself, but to say, see, you don't have to. You really, 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 really always get to do both. So 2 of the clients I worked with, I made more than I would have made if they paid my normal coaching fee. I increased my prices without increasing my prices. And not to toot my own horn, but like toot, because that's genius, right? To be able to increase your prices without really having to do that, right? So can you think of other ways in your business? What are other models you can use where you get to be about both, right? Where you're not trying to save the world and go, make yourself a martyr, but where you get to be really smart and make great money and make an impact. Because when you believe that you can't do both, like the people that are sending me those messages, I send them so much love because I want to be like, oh, let me hug you and tell you that both are possible, right? I am not sacrificing. I am like thriving, right? Because I get to do both here. And that's where we all will thrive in our business, is when it gets to be the impact and the income, and neither of those things has to get sacrificed. Rama says, I love how you always make the connection between income and impact, and personally the partnership shows you feel incredible self-worth, and I totally feel you on changing the world. Yeah. It's been really interesting to say the least. So another feedback piece I got was like that I was sacrificing myself because nobody was actually going to pay, right? Like I was going to give them the services and they were not going to actually pay. And I was like, that's not even like on the radar of concern for me. Like the way I work with my clients, the connection we have, the way we bond, the beauty that this partnership creates in our relationship, like it's not even like on the radar of a thing that I'm worried about, like that they're not going to pay, or that they're not, that they're going to take the services and not show up for that. And so because I don't believe that, because I don't entertain that, because I don't think that I have to be a martyr to see change and to see impact, it doesn't show up for me, right? Like I haven't had that problem. I haven't felt like this was a sacrifice at all. And so the piece that I want to share about this is not only that you can make an impact and an income, but what you believe is possible around that is what is going to be reflected to you and what is going to show up for you. If you believe that inherently people suck and people won't pay and people will try to screw you, 9 times out of 10, that's what your experience is going to be. This is going to be reflected to you, right? All people are doing when they come to you is holding up a big old fucking mirror for you to see your stuff, right? Like I was saying, Raina and Tara and I were on a conversation before this, and it always comes back to that. It always comes back to, where's my stuff in this? Where's my stuff in this story? Where's my stuff in what I'm seeing here and what's getting reflected back to me? So if you're one of those people that sees the partnership process and you think, way to screw yourself, I invite you to use that as a mirror, right? If you see the partnership process and you think, wow, way to try to save the world and sacrifice yourself, I invite you to look at that and look at your story around that. And here's the thing. I got a whole bunch of stories. This is not like me standing on a pedestal saying that I'm free of stories and I don't have shit. Trust me, I got it. I'm just not around this. So that's why I can talk about it from this perspective, from this stance, right? Snaps, toot, toot, yes. Tooting my own horn a little bit. Okay, so what's my next thing? Okay, so being a CEO that cares about impact, and income. I really think that the way that we will ultimately make our biggest impact in business is having the income that supports us and resources us enough to do that. So I want you to give yourself permission to be a CEO that cares about income first, right? And I really want to put words around that because I think it's, again, like we always think like it can be both, but like should one come above the other, or like should I self-sacrifice just a little bit, or what's the thing, right? And I want to say that like you can and should be about the income if that is the thing that is going to resource you enough to make more of the impact, right? So especially at the beginning of your business, like, 1 in 5 small businesses make it. So show up and care about the income, right? Like I want all of the people applying for a Lit Up partnership to care about income. That's super important to me because my income is going to be based on yours. And I have zero problem like owning, saying, and raising my hand. Like I need you to care very, very much about income. And also I need you to care second most, very, very much about impact, right? Raina, you're on fire. Thank you. Joy, so happy you're talking about this. Is there so much guilt and shame around wanting to create the income and focus on that? I totally agree, right? It's almost like shame either way. If you're just about impact, there's shame because like you don't want to make the money and you're not hitting the 10K months. And if you're just about income, there's shame around that, right? Like you are selfish and blah, 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 all the things. And always, always, always neither. So, care about income. Don't be afraid to share that with me in your application, right? Like I'm not saying, tell me you're money hungry, but I really give you permission, and I give you permission in your business to care very much about the money. So again, like the people that are messaging me and saying like I'm out to save the world, like if I wanted to spend any time on that, what I would want to say back is I'm making more money than I have before. I care about the income. Like I get it. Like I am smart enough to know that this is actually a way for me to raise my rates that feels really good to me. I'm smart enough to know that this is a way for me to make even more money than I'm currently making in my business. And I am so available to stand here and own that and say like, it is about the money, right? Because when this works and when I make money off that and when I can share this with other entrepreneurs and then they make money off of it, and we get to create a whole new industry that doesn't have as many barriers and that isn't just about the 20K package, but maybe is about the 20K return on investment, that's impact. But we have to start here, right? We have to start with the partner making money, right? We have to start with Lacey making money so that I can still show up and do the thing, right? So, think about like, where is this triggering you maybe? Like, Are you someone that feels like they have to be out to save the world minus the money? Are you somebody that feels like everybody's trying to screw you? Whatever it is, right? Really feel into where is the mirror for you here, and where can you give yourself permission to be more about, whichever one you're lacking, or where can you change your story a little around how you can do both, or how you can easily create both in your business. Joy says, you're spot on. When we struggle financially, we are so distracted, we cannot make the impact. Amen, right? Like, so much of business and the day-to-day of business, right, is having enough brain space to do what you have to do, right? I talk about decision fatigue a lot. So if your brain is constantly occupied with the fact that you can't make enough money or you can't pay your bills, guess what? Your impact goes down no matter whether you want to admit it or not, it does, right? Okay, so which partnership potential clients fired up with Lacey? Seriously, she is such a partner in the process, and I'm so inspired. Thank you, Raina. I love you. Okay. Be a CEO about income first and also impact. And then the last piece of this that I want to say, and that I think I can't harp on enough, is that there are other ways to grow your income in your business, and there are other ways to raise prices. So for me, one of the things that has been interesting about this is not only have I had a lot of those kind of messages, but I've also had a lot of messages of people saying to me, oh my gosh, are you raising your prices? I'm not ready to sign up right now, but I'm assuming based on those results, you're raising your prices, blah, 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 blah. What are they going up to? Do I need to sign now? Do I need to put down a deposit? Whatever. And I mean, listen, I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. That's a great feeling. But I'm not, at least I don't currently have plans to at this moment, raising my prices, because for me personally, personal thing, what feels really good is raising my prices in this way. So raising my prices commensurate with my clients making more money. And some people will say that's a mindset block. I don't really care, but maybe it is. I don't actually give a shit. But the point is that when you can find a way to raise prices that feels really good to you is when you get to care about income, and have permission around that. So I think there's a lot of stuff around mindset blocks, self-worth, having to charge high prices, that being connected to your value and all that. And what I want to say is that there are other ways to do that can feel really good. There are other ways to build your business, create different income and impact streams, right? Because we want both. We want impact streams and income streams. And there are ways to do that outside of the model of try to jack yourself up and feel really good about yourself and then raise your prices, right? Could I? Yes. Does it feel right for me, for my ideal client, for my business right now? No. Do I have another income and impact stream where I can make more money and make more impact that feels really good? Yes. So I'm not saying you're wrong to raise your prices in your business. I'm just saying know yourself, right? Know what feels good, be willing to go down that path while caring about income, right? So if I was doing the partnership process and not caring about income at all, that would be a huge problem, because I would have to raise my other prices, right? If I wanted to continue to make more money, those would have to go up, right? So I need to choose a partner that's going to make me money, that I see potential in to make money, and I have to care about the income there. But I also get to do it in the way I want, right? I get to care about it there, and I don't have to raise my prices in this other way. So no judgment around raising prices. I just want to be really clear about that. I help my clients raise their prices all the time. I've raised my prices several times in my business. But I just want to say that there are ways to be innovative, and there are other models, and there are ways to do it that feel good and feel in alignment. If just generally raising your prices feels in alignment, go for it. If it doesn't, there are other things, right? Joy says, right, charities are formed to serve, but see how long they can serve and how many they can impact without generating an income in some way. Girl, I so feel you. My background is in nonprofit, and much of my job was fundraising. And that's exactly it, right? we had to care about the income almost more than anyone because that was how we were going to make an impact, right? And so that had to be top of my priority list as a director of that business, right? Is to bring in the money and then let that funnel into the impact. So I think I've brought that into this business where it's very clear for me that I'm going to be about both. Coming from a money mindset coach, I agree. If you're trying to squeeze your size 6 foot into size 2 business model, that ain't going to work. Got to find a way that feels good. Exactly. And there are so many ways to do that. And I think I just want to offer your belief system and your brain the space to process that, right? To know like, okay, so I kind of do want to make more money. Like, what are other ways that I could do that that would feel really good? What are other income streams I want to create? What are other impact streams I want to create? And how can I be a CEO that really cares about income in them, right? So I hope that was helpful. I hope this was something you can take away and kind of feel into where your mirror is, where these things might be showing up for you. And I hope that I've given you permission to be about the income and to use that to make an impact. So if you got questions for me, drop them below. If you have thoughts on this, I would love to hear them because I think this is an interesting topic and I think it's not getting spoken about enough. So if you're watching it now, if you're watching the replay, just like share with me what you're thinking about this. And let's just open the dialogue around being a CEO that cares about income and giving yourself permission to do that. And knowing that if you think that in some way you can't do both, that it's time to change your story. So I will talk to y'all soon, and I hope you have a beautiful night. Bye.